Hello everyone, welcome to a new tutorial. So for this tutorial we're going to be continuing the application that we built in the previous tutorial, which was about React Router DOM. And I showed you how to create like a navigation bar where you click on the nav links and it takes you to the different pages almost immediately. So we are using React Router DOM. If you haven't checked the previous tutorial, just go back and check it. And for this tutorial we're going to be implementing a login and sign up pages using Firebase Authentication. So stick around and let's dive right into it. Alright, so the first thing that I want you to do is go to Firebase. I already have an app, but I'm gonna create another project, and I'm gonna call it Firebase Auth. Let's do continue. I'm not gonna have this for this project, and we're gonna be creating the project. So once again, if you don't have Firebase, just go to Firebase, sign up for an account, and then start creating a project. Alright, once our project is created, it's going to take us to this page, and here what we want to do is go where it says authentication and just go to where it says get started. And here what we're going to do for this tutorial, we're going to use the email and password. So we'll ask for the these credentials, and then we'll log in and register users with this. We'll enable this and just save it. Alright, so now it's been saved, and the next thing that we want to do is let's go to the project overview. Alright, and here we're gonna be creating an app as well. So let's use where it says web, and I'll just say the same thing as the project. This is gonna be a Firebase Auth authentication, I think I put. Let's register the app, and this is gonna be the configuration that we need to put in our project. Alright, so let's just go back to the project. So I'm gonna stop. I'm not gonna run it anymore. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do what it tells us to do here. So we need to install the following: npm install Firebase. So let's just copy this and let's do that. So I already have it, I think, but I'm just gonna install it again. While we wait, we can just go to Firebase, get started, and then we'll do authentication. So this is gonna take us to this page, which says authentication on the websites, and this is gonna show us how to sign up new users, how to sign in existing users, and what are some of the things that we need to put in our code. All right. So let's go back and see if it's done. Okay. So now the next thing that we want to do is you can go to the source folder here. Let's just create a new file called Firebase. .js, which is gonna have our configuration. Alright, now let's go here and let's just copy this configuration. Let's just paste it. Right, so let's save it, and here we'll just say continue to the console. So we have everything from here. Right, and now we have the configuration here. Right, so there's a few things that we need here, but like I'll be back on this page. But first, let me show you what we're gonna be doing. So for the login and for the sign up, I already have some code that I'm just gonna copy paste. That's just HTML and CSS. So here where it says pages, I'm gonna be creating a CSS file as well. So first things first, for the login page, so let me just grab the code that I have and let's just copy paste it here. Alright, so I have just pasted the code, and I'm going to explain all of this. This is just some div containers, a section, another div for the heading, and we have the form here, and a bunch of they have like some names, so input field, input submit, and we're going to use the CSS to style them. Alright, so let's just go to where it says pages here, and I'm just going to create the CSS file there. So we'll just call it index.css. And we might use the same for both the login and the sign up, just to save time. Alright, so let me just grab the code for the CSS now. Alright, so I have pasted the CSS code. There are some formatting issues here, but just bear with me. So we're gonna be using this styling, and let's just save it, and let's just make sure that everything is correct here. Yeah, I think we have what we want. So let's just run the application to see if the last thing, and I forgot to do this, you have to import the styling sheet, so don't forget to do that. just index.css, and now the styling should be applied. So let's just run the application and let's go see it. All right, so as you can see now, the login page, in the login page we have this box here that says sign in, and you can enter your email, your password. Right now the sign in is not going to do anything. If you click on create an account, it's going to take you to sign up. So let's just go back to the login, and it's just as simple as styling. It's just so that you can see how it works. All right, so the next thing that we want to do is go back to Visual Studio. All right, so the next thing that we want to do is we're gonna implement the logic. So we're gonna define, so we need to say const, we're gonna use state to manage the states of the email and the password. So we need to say email, set email, and here we'll say use state, and that should import the use state here. So as you can see, it got imported. So make sure that you do that, and we'll just initialize it like this. Then we'll say the same thing, but like for password. Here we'll say same thing, set password. Okay, and now we have to pass so we want this field, this form field, to have the value of email, which is this one here, and then this would be the one for the password. So we'll just say value and password here. Okay, now we'll just save it. Okay. All right, so let's go see our application. So we have it here, and now when we try to type, we're not typing anything. You cannot type in the fields anymore. So the reason why that happens is because we're not handling the change that the user input. So we need to handle the change, and to do that, we're gonna add to this the onChange here, an onChange function. So we'll say onChange, and this is like a function here. Say the event, and here we'll set it right. And here we'll say the event, we're gonna set it to, so this is for the email, right? So we'll set email to whatever the user is typing right now, or whatever the user types, value. And all right, and then we'll do the same thing but for the password here. So let me just change this, say set password, and yeah, the rest should be fine. Okay, so let's just save it. So we have the button is type submit. We're not doing anything yet, so okay, let's just test it and make sure that we can type here. All right, it's loading. All right, so now it has loaded. So now we can just type stuff, and let's submit it. So it's not gonna do anything, it's just gonna refresh the page. Okay, but now we have that working, so now we're reading the inputs from the user. Okay, so the next thing that we want to do is we wanna handle the submission of the form. So we wanna say that on submit something happens, right? So let's go where the form is, and we'll say on submit, let's just say sign in or something like that. Sign in. All right. And we'll create this right now, but before we do that, we're gonna use so let me just show you why we're doing what we're doing. So if we go to the authentication here, so we're signing up, we're signing in existing users, right? Because this is the login page. So here we need the sign in with email and password, so that we can actually pass the credentials together with also auth that we don't have, and then we can do this whole code, which is gonna sign in the users. So it's pretty much just a copy paste of this. So we need this though. We need auth, and we need to import this from Firebase.auth. All right, so what we're gonna do first is let's go to Firebase, and here what we're gonna do is we're gonna say const auth is equal to. All right, so what we need here is first we need to import the auth, which is from a different package. So this is from get Authentication, and we'll get it from Firebase Auth, which is that one there. So let's make sure that we're importing the right thing. So yes, we're importing getting auth, and here we're gonna say get auth. So we're gonna initialize it. We're gonna say app, right? And this is not gonna work if we don't export. So we need to use this here. So we need to export it. We'll say app, and we'll say auth. Right, let me close this, just like that. Okay. All right. So right now we have what we wanted. So if we go to login, we'll have to import them. So we'll say import auth and also app. We just need auth really, but let's import app as well. All right, so here we're importing these two from, and we have to see where it is in our folder. So we have it. I think we'll have to do this. That's on the same folder, so we'll do this, and then we get Firebase here, and now we're importing it from that file there, which is the firebase.js. Okay, so let's just save this. Still gonna give me an error because we don't have the sign in, so let's just implement that function. So we'll say const sign in, and we can just copy this here because we're gonna do something really similar to this. All right, say event, okay, and this is what we're gonna be using. So we're also missing this here, which is the sign in with email and password. Okay, so we also need to import that. So we'll just say import sign in with email and password. We'll just click here. It's from the same package that we import auth, and I think now we should be good. So all right, so now we're passing the auth, we have the email, we're passing also the email, the password. We're saying give us the user credential, and we'll just say a console log here. We'll just console log it. So user credential, just like that. And then if we catch an error, we also want the error, so we'll just say the same thing, console log, and then just give us the error. Okay, I think we should be good now. 2 errors, okay, which is that's one for sure, and that was the only one. Yeah. All right, so now we should be good. So we have our sign in function here. Let me just get rid of that, which we're using this here to pass the auth, the email, the password, and then we're getting the user credential. All right, and before we run it, I think we also need here, since we have to prevent default here, so that it doesn't reload the page. All right, and now we can try it. So let's go see our app, and let's pull up the console as well, so that you can see what happens after we sign up, or after we sign in rather. Let's just say so it's reloading, so let's just say test@gmail.com, and we'll just put like a password. Alright, so when we sign in, we get this error which says well, user not found. You can see it here, I think. So it says user not found, and that's because we haven't created a user yet. So how are we gonna sign in? But we have already like the sign in page, and we know it works because we're getting the error, right? So yeah, so the next thing is to create the sign up page, and let's create that one, create a user, and then we'll try to sign in. So let's just go back, and the sign up page, it's just gonna be like a copy paste of this. So I'm just gonna copy it and then change it accordingly. So let me just copy everything up to this point. Let's go to sign up, and I just pasted it there. And we're gonna use like a different method here and all of that, but let's just bear with me for a second. We don't have use state, that's why it's giving me that problem. So let me just grab that as well. So I'll just grab all these things here, and let's go to sign up. has the navigation there. Okay, I'll get rid of this here. Okay, and what we're gonna do is so we have sign up, so we'll change this for sign up as well, and we're not going to be using that method. We're going to be using a different method. So let's go to get started with Firebase Authentication, and here you can see that this, so we were using this the one for signing in with email and password because we were signing in users, right? But now we're creating users, so we need this, which says create user with email and password. So we're going to replace this, which we don't need anymore, with create user with email and password, and then the rest remains the same. You still have to pass auth, email, password, and so forth and so on. Okay, so we have that now, and the form now it's gonna say sign up, and here we'll just change some of the titles. So we'll say register, here we'll say already a user, and login or something like that. Login here, and the login page I think is login. Okay, and here we'll just say submit or something like that. Okay, and we're importing the index.css, which is the styling sheet, which we're gonna use for the sign up as well. So let's just go to sign up. Let's see what's going on here. So we have now the register, already a user. So when we click here, it takes us to the login, and when we click on the login on create an account, it takes us back here. Okay, so we have changed everything that we needed to, and now I think we can start signing up users. Okay, so let's see if it's gonna work. So we'll just say test@gmail.com with a password, and let's just submit it. Right, it just submitted, but like nothing happened, right? Because we have to also add, like, when you submit, just take the user to this page, and I'll show you how to do that. But for now, let's just go to login, and we're gonna log in, and nothing's gonna happen. So it's better if we just go to the Firebase, and let's go see if someone logged in or if someone created an account. And yes, as a matter of fact, we have created an account, which is with this email, test@gmail.com. And here you have providers, it's email and password, you have the user UID, and so forth and so on. So we know it works. So now if we go to, and I should have used the console so that you saw that got created, but okay, so here we're going to use the console, and it should give us like the credentials of that user. So gmail.com. Okay, let's sign in. And now it gives us a user. There is a user with those. It tells you that we just signed in. Alright, so we're getting the credentials. Of course, that's encrypted. We can now see it. And again, nothing is happening, right? So we already signed in, but we're still on the same page. So let's just use some navigation. We'll use use navigation, which is something that you get from React Router DOM, which allows you to. It's a method that allows you to navigate to other pages after an event happens. So we'll just say use navigate, and it comes from React Router DOM that we installed in the first video that we did about these tutorials. And then we'll have to say, hey, const, we'll just say navigate. Okay, so use navigate, and that's what we're gonna do. And instead of showing people the credentials and all of this and also the errors, we're gonna say, we're just gonna call navigate, cannot type today, navigate. So after the users log in, we want to take them to the sign up page, right? I mean, after they log in, I want to take them to the home page. So that's for this. And then we'll do the same thing for sign up. So let me just copy paste this. Just to save some time. Okay, and we'll navigate them to the login page in this case. We'll just put this here. Okay, and here we'll say login. I think that's the path that we have. If you have a different path, you just change it. Just go to app.js and then you can see the path that you have. Alright, so let's just save this, and let's just try to register a new user. Okay, never. Alright, let's go to sign up. So if I'm a new user, I just come to this page and I say I want to sign up, right? So we'll just say user1@gmail.com. Just give it a password again. So once we submit, we should be taken to the login page. So as you can see, so it took us instantly there. So we have the sign in, and now we're gonna sign in, and this should take us to the home page. Okay, here we'll put the password, sign in, and as you can see, it took us to the home page. So now we have the navigation as well completed. And even though we're logged in, we don't know that we're logged in, right? Or if we're logged out, we don't know if we're logged out. So in the next tutorial, we're gonna be implementing a way to change these nav links depending if the user is logged in or logged out. But for now, you can just play with this, register new users, so forth and so on, and we'll keep building on this application on the next one. Another thing that I wanted to show you is just make sure that it's working. Come to the console, to the Firebase, to the database, to the authentication section, and here you can see if if it works. So we should have two users, one with test@gmail.com and one with user1@gmail.com. And as you can see, we have them, so we know it's working. Yeah, so I think that's pretty much for this tutorial. So if you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe. Leave a comment if you have any questions. Let me know what kind of videos you want me to make, and we'll keep building on this application on the next tutorial. I'll see you on the next one. Thank you.